Hey everyone, we are DevFest. I'm Martino, and today we have Sumit. Tell us who you are and what you do.
My name is Sumit. I'm a lead analytics engineer, and I'm also the Google Cloud GDE.
Interesting. So, you've recently joined GDE program. How have been your experience so far?
Oh, it's been absolutely amazing. Honestly, being part of the community is so fulfilling. You have so many opportunities to connect with experts like you, and there are thousands of GDEs every month. There is Google Cloud GDE, there's Looker GDE, there's AI GDE. You could be part of a lot of different GDEs, and in those sessions, you obviously can connect with your other GDEs as a community, but you also get hands-on access to features of the product which you get access to before it goes live. So it makes you feel special. It makes it a fulfilling experience actually.
I've been part of the GDE program for 3 years now. I started in 2023, and I would say that so far it has been a great experience. Having even the opportunity to interview you, and also many folks meet many people, and having different perspective of things every single time. So that's very amazing to see. As a cloud engineer, I would say, what has been your experience with AI? How do you actually combine cloud with AI, and how do you see things?
We are at DevFest. I just had a session where I demoed, or where I did a walkthrough of how do you launch your own secure MCP server on Cloud Run, right? So that's more on the professional side. But honestly, with AI, I'm a heavy LLM user, both on the personal front as well as professional front. Talking specifically about personal, honestly, it has almost replaced Google search for me.
Oh wow!
Right? Anytime I have any question, obviously Google has the assistant part of it, right? Whenever nowadays you search Google Gemini AI will give you short response to it. But generally nowadays, when I have more specific question about my use case, I'll just open up Google Gemini and then quickly be what I am missing, taking a biryani as an example, that's my favorite food. I don't have access to, let's say, one of the spices. What can I replace it with, right? So that's a very specific use case about
that's
it.
Cool. And I'm glad you talked about MCP, because I've been talking about MCP a lot these days as well. I had some videos that I recorded, and I also gave some talks on MCP, and that's have been the same use case for me. Having the opportunity to test those things, try them out, teach other people as well how they work. So that has been very interesting. So other than that, how do you use AI in your day-to-day job, or in outside hobby projects? How do you use AI?
I'll give you an example from work. A year or so ago, I wanted to create a quick dashboard mockup, right? It was more about revenue intelligence. The stakeholders wanted to build a revenue intelligence dashboard. And I was what if I build this in any of the dashboarding tool, be it Tableau or Looker, right? Just creating a mockup takes a lot of time. So I use Claude's project artifact and gave a quick prompt. Here's all the metrics that I want, and here's how I want my metrics to be represented on the dashboard. And Claude Artifact did an amazing job of creating that quick mock-up. And I just took that mock-up to my stakeholders, obviously, there is never a case where stakeholders will accept your first mock-up. So there is always those changes, but luckily those changes were minor, and I was able to get the sign off on this is exactly how they want the dashboard to look like. It saved me almost, I would say, 20 hours of my effort, because if I was to create the mock-up myself, even excluding outside of BI tool, let's say if I was using some Canva or something else to create a mockup, it would have taken me a lot of time and a lot of to and fro. With Claude, I could do that in less than 5 minutes.
One of the things that I love about these AI things is that you can prototype very quickly, and you can be able to test out your ideas, demo them, and making sure that you are on the same path towards the evolution of any kind of project you're working with AI. And when it came, when the AI thing came in, I was a little skeptic, as other developers as well. But one thing that stood out with me was the fact that even big companies are adopting it. One trend that I've seen is that when big companies start adopting a technology, it becomes really part of the ecosystem. That has been the same example with cloud. We have Google Cloud, we have Azure, we have also Azure, we have also AWS, and so many code. That's what I'm actually seeing as well with AI. Now like Gemini is there. We have also Claude, we have OpenAI, AI as well, and all the other AI that goes along with that. So yeah, that's very cool. How was your career progression to becoming like a lead right now in your position?
I did my master's in information management, and this is before the AI age. I graduated in 2017, so I had to slog through my exercises. Once I graduated from Syracuse University, I joined a company called Cengage Learning in 2017. I was a marketing analyst there for 2.5 years in Boston. And from Boston, I got an opportunity from Dropbox that they wanted me to join as a growth analyst, doing a lot of experimentation stuff, A/B testing, and growth testing. Did that for a couple of years. I got promoted as an analytics manager there. From there, I went to Snowflake as a senior BIE, doing a lot of DBT, like modern data modeling. When you think of modern data stack, you're thinking of Fivetran, you're thinking of DBT, you're thinking of Tableau, Looker, or everything. So I did that at Snowflake, and recently joined Notion and doing similar kind of thing there.
How have been your experience in terms of the creativity part? Like, how do you stay creative? How do you make sure that you are actually moving towards your career goal?
That's where GDE actually comes in too, because as part of GDE, you're always on top of things because you have access to things before it launches, right? And you're required to essentially read on those, right? Every month there is like official launch of something, be it Looker, right? Because I'm one of the Looker GDEs, right? Looker GDE community is really small, so I'm part of those calls. I get access to those features, right? And except for those GDE, as I mentioned, like I'm a very keen learner. I would go out of my way. I actually believe in, if you have to spend, right, you spend money and learn something quickly, right? So I would sign up for a course, even if it's like a couple of $1,000s, I'll do that and I'll learn something, right? And generally, yeah, any topic with access to LLMs and Google in general, I've been very, very on top of things. How have you progressed in your career? Where did you start? Where are you right now? How's your career progression been? And how do you think like AI in general is helping your career?
I didn't have, I would say, a classic
traditional path,
traditional path. So I started as I was in physics when I started my career, and I was doing mainly just theoretical things before I kind of discovered that programming can be a very interesting topic, and I started learning, just doing some self-learning. I kept learning. I got some contract at that time, and I was working. I discovered Flutter, and Flutter was like one of the technologies I really wanted to just get hands on. I don't know why, because I was doing Android and also web at that time, but I just felt like there was something with Flutter. So I, put my hands into it and really learned it. And what I did next was trying to show people or share this experience with people. So I would go to conferences, give talks, and do a bunch of activities. We had a local Flutter community at that time that I was a lead. I was a co-lead, and we would do some workshops, help people out. People would ask questions in the community, and I would be there helping out people. And that's what actually brought me into the GDE program. But outside of that, part of my career was mainly working, as a contractor with many companies. Last year, I was a senior software developer at the company before joining Esri, where I currently work as a product engineer. And so far, I would say that it's been a great experience so far. Like, I learned new things, and it's actually one of the reason why I actually joined the company, because I will be able now to work on the developer side and also be able to do some advocate within jobs as well.
And where does AI come into picture in your career?
Yeah, so for me, when AI started, I was actually learning machine learning. Like, I was learning artificial intelligence on my master's degree, and right after that, I was not really initially I joined the master's degree because I just wanted to just experiment, right before OpenAI actually got it boomed. And now the way it works is that I'm trying new things every single time. Just exploring tools, AI tools. And as part of my work, I would say AI comes in play mainly with the coding tool that we have to making sure that we are actually progressing in the same in the right direction, because it's actually an evolution. Like is a new area, so we have to be part of it by using those tools and also making sure that we are progressing really well. I worked on a project where I kind of built a sample code generator to convert like code in Swift or Kotlin or even .NET into Flutter code. So those are like projects I was very interested in, and with MCP also going on, we have many tools now to support our AI growth, I would say, in our company.
That's impressive. You're an inspiration, like how you were able to switch careers. That's really amazing, especially like going from a physical science, like a physics as a career, to a more programming heavy, more tech heavy career, right? Also, like I would love to touch base on your experience of how hard was it to switch from a physics-based career to, like, say, programming-based career. I know programming is important, but I know a lot of people who are still struggling, so maybe something for them.
So it's good you're talking about it, because for me it was a little hard, because when I was learning programming, I didn't have that much support around me. There was no like many senior that could mentor me at that time, and it was also part of the lack I'm trying to solve most of the time by giving talks as well, because I find it as a way to give back to the community, like the way I actually grew in the area. So like it was a little hard initially, but one thing was me like deciding to do it, and just saying, okay, you know what, I'm gonna do it. And I love building in public, and I don't care if I fail or something. Like, for example, when I started my career, I'll come out and post things, like publish my work, and I don't really mind if somebody sees it or not. My goal was to be able to show people like what I'm building, and that's actually what I would say gave me my first international job, when I was living in Africa, in Togo especially. So that has been like my I would say the way I used to work every single time. And I keep doing the same thing, like most of the time, just learn. And when, for example, you're facing a difficulty, just keep in mind that, it's just a difficulty. It will come to pass. So once you are really, passionate about what you're learning, it will finally come to pass.
So there's this saying that AI is making more productive, but AI is also making me dumb. Do you agree to that statement?
Yeah, I really agree.
And how are you avoiding being dumb?
It's one of the things that we have now to deal with, I would say. So AI is really, is making us really productive, but then we must make sure that we are actually using AI in the right way. Like giving too much, confidence in AI. Like you have to, when you have, you ask AI something, you have to analyze the output or the response, and making sure that what it's saying is actually accurate, and is actually helping you also learn from the AI, not just using it as an output and that's done. And that's one thing. And you also have to make sure that you set some processes. Like me, for example, I used to write, I write technical documentation, I do things like that. So it actually keeps my brain active, so that I'm just not just using AI, but I can actually also be active. And the most important thing is just not to give every access to AI. Know that AI, I understand that AI is there to help you, but first do your work, and use AI as an assistant instead of just giving the whole hand.
Don't do the other way around, where AI is doing 80% of work and you are doing 20% of work. It should be you do the 80% of work and use AI to like add finishing touches, right? For folks who are trying to become GDE, right, who are doing a lot of great work from in the Google developer ecosystem, if you were to explain, like, how do you become GDE?
To become a GDE, you must be very active. Like by active, I mean you must be first someone that is willing to help others. That's what brings you. Like when I started, I initially didn't have a goal to become a GDE. It came right after I saw that, there's a program that's called a GDE, and I can join the program. So my drive was how can I help people? How can I solve others' issues? Like developers, they have some problems as well. So how can I talk about their problems and attend event and just give talks? So if you want to be a GDE, first, be active and also be willing to help others. And not only that, but also try to create content, like technical content, blogs, whether it's blog, tutorials, or just attending conferences and talk. So those are like main things I would say. And be also expert or know a little bit about the technology you're talking about, because a Google developer expert is part of the Google developer ecosystem, and it's also the Google technologies that we are actually talking about here. So make sure you know at least one of those technology, and now kind of talk more about those.
Yeah, so for folks who want to be GDE, so there are different GDEs that you can be. You can be an AI GDE, you could be a Google Cloud GDE, you could be like Firebase, Flutter. There are different types of GDEs, categories that we have. You generally apply to a specific GDE. So when I applied to Google Cloud, and I was specifically catering to analytics, right? And eventually I became GDE for Looker, right? The broader analytics spectrum. And the way I became GDE was because I've been posting a lot about Google products. I've been teaching people a lot. I've written a book on BI and dashboarding, although not specific to Looker, but it helped because my approach was that, can I teach someone? Can I teach people to become better in whatever they are trying to learn? And that's what's important for the developer community, especially GDE, right? Are you someone who's willing to help? Are you active on socials? And do you have a track record of, teaching people? Because GDEs are experts, but you only become expert if you know something, if you know how to teach and you have already learned that tool. And to be specific to GDE, or pretty much across any expert program, be it Snowflake or Databricks or Google itself, you have to know the tool. And Google as a cloud developer ecosystem is wide. There's a lot of different tools. Just choose the tool, become an expert, start teaching, start becoming active. And if you need referral, we both are here.
Indeed. So also make sure that don't try also to learn everything. Okay, start small, because it's very important. Like you might be saying, okay, for example, I want to become a GDE for cloud, and you might be thinking that I have to know every aspect of cloud. No, it doesn't work like that. So start small and start teaching. And the moment you start teaching people, you realize that, okay, you can talk about this area as well. And then you learn about it, and now you come to talk people. And what happens is that when you are teaching people, you're actually learning more. So it's very important as well to take that in mind.
That's how I became Looker GDE, because Google Cloud is so much, right? There's so many different tools. There's BigQuery, there's Cloud Run, there's Vertex AI now, there's Gemini, and there's other services too. You don't need to know everything. Just focus on a specific sub part of GCP. In my case, I was more Looker heavy, right? So learn Looker, start teaching Looker, be more active in the Looker community, and then once you're there, you would know you're there, and you can apply for GDE then.
Yeah, and get yourself noticed too. It's very important.
That's very important.
Yeah, have the right audience.
Right before we jumped on a video here, Martino was like, "Oh, I know you from somewhere." And I was like, "Yeah," because when I was applying for GDE, I reached out to 50 different GDEs. We're like, "Can you give me a referral?" Because I thought, you know what, having a sign off from a GDE would be amazing. So get active, get noticed, and reach out to GDEs. GDEs are a lot helpful than you would actually imagine.
Yeah, and it's a great community too.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Martino, for this conversation. Your responses were really insightful, especially how you switched from physics to a more technical career. I'm pretty sure our listeners will love that conversation.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.